Hi everybody and welcome. Welcome. This is Releasing the Old Year into the New, and my name is Annie Choi. I'm a CFMW and also a release technique practitioner, facilitator, whatever you want to call it. So this is a new year, and there might be a lot of things that you'd like to create that's different, or maybe do you want to choose something that's completely different, or you want to keep going in the same lines that you've been going to from the past year? But now is the time to actually release all that, everything that's occurred from the time you were born, maybe even before that, so that you can create something different. So we're going to do a little different, um, I guess you would say, tool from Access. So many of you might have known me from Access Consciousness. I still use the tools of Access Consciousness, and we'll be doing an energy pull at the end. But now we're going to do something called releasing. So we're going to look at all those things in the past year, the past couple of years, anything that's ready to be let go so you can choose something different. So take a deep breath in and just get really present with your body, with your energy, with your space. So let's go over the past year. January of last year. Was there anything that comes to mind that you'd like to change? Maybe it was an experience, a choice, something that you thought happened to you or other people did to you, or something that you did, something you chose. It could be with your body, with relationships, with money, with health, with just being, with your workplace, anything at all. So just bring in that energy, whatever it is that brought up, whatever it was from January of last year. And if you can sense that in your body as a ball of energy or anything at all, what would it take to just let it go and release it? And just let it go. And now, in January of last year, what is something that you have not acknowledged, that you created, that you actually chose, and it created something? Even if it wasn't exactly what you thought it would be when you chose it, but it still created something. What if you could acknowledge yourself now, give yourself approval, allowance for choosing that, for creating that? And what if you could just let it go? So you created it, but you don't have to hold on to it. And what else that's even greater can come out? So now move forward to February of last year and bring up all of the experiences, the choices, the events, the situations, the things that still give you a little bit of a clutch, the things that you wanted to change, or the things that you wanted to control from that time. If you sense it anywhere in your body, what would it take to just let it go? You don't have to hold on to it. You don't have to keep playing it over and over again. What if you just let it go and allow something different to show up? And is there anything that you'd like to acknowledge that you did create, that you chose and you manifested and materialized and actualized it? If you don't acknowledge all the things that you've actually created, can you create even greater than that? Or are you trying to keep creating that even though you've already created it? And what would it take to let that go? Even though it's an acknowledgement, what if you let it go instead of holding on to it and allowed it to become something even greater? And if there's anything like clutching in any part of your body or your space or your energy field, what if you just let that go? It's an energy and it's coming up. You just have to acknowledge it and let it go. So moving forward to March of last year, what are all the things that annoyed you, frustrated you, the things that you wanted to change, the things that you wanted to show up different? It could be with your body, your health, your wealth, your work relationships, your personal relationships, your love relationships. It could be with money flows. It could be anything at all, spiritual. What was all the things that you wanted to change and it's still stuck somewhere in your body? It's stuck in your energy field. It's stuck in your space. What if you just let that go? And was there something that you created, you actualized in March that you've never given yourself the approval, the kindness, the acknowledgement that you actually created it, that you are a wonderful and magnificent and magical being? So, can you give yourself this time right now to acknowledge that you did create something? And if you could let that go, what's something even greater that could show up? But moving forward to April, what's something that you created that might not be something you wanted to create, something that you chose that created a hardship or a frustration, or maybe something just you wanted it to show up differently? What if you could just let that go? All the different expectations, all the different entanglements and energies. What if you just dissipate and release that and let it go? And was there anything that you created in April that you never gave yourself acknowledgement for? It might not be something big or amazing. It could just be something tiny. But from that seed, if you could let it go and allow it to grow, how could it show up differently? What else could it create? And now, moving forward to May, Was there something that you expected to have or receive by that time and it never showed up? Or was there something that you chose or you did or something that you wanted completed by then? Or anything at all that's still there, that's stuck in your body. If you check your body and you feel there's some energy and it's stuck, what if you just allow it to go? Acknowledge that the energy's there and let it go. Is there anything you'd like to acknowledge that you created, that you chose? Maybe it already showed up. You chose it in May of last year, and now it's showing up, or it's showed up sometime after. What if you could acknowledge that you actually created it? That you chose something, and then suddenly it actualized. You're that powerful. You can choose it and watch it show up. And what if you let that go and allow that to become even greater? So, moving forward to June of last year, what's another thing or series of things that you experience, situations, anything at all? It could be with people you work with, it could be with your team members, it could be with family members, or it could just be with yourself. What's something that you wanted to change and it didn't seem like it changed? What if you can let it go? If you feel it somewhere in your body or in your space, acknowledge that the energy's there and let it go. Sometimes the energy just goes right away. Sometimes it seems like a little trickle, but just keep letting it go and letting it go and letting it go. And can you give yourself some acknowledgement for all the things that you created that might have taken a while, but it got actualized in June. But you created it. Everything that happened, you created with a choice, whether you've made that choice consciously or unconsciously. And what if you could just let that go too? What's something even greater that could show up? So, moving forward to July, what are all the different experiences and situations, the things with your body, maybe your mind, maybe people driving you crazy, all the different things that happened, all the things that pop up. It might not necessarily have happened in July, but this is popping up right now. The things that you wanted to change, the things that were a disappointment. Or maybe it wasn't a disappointment, but you were expecting it to come in a different way. The things that brought up wanting approval or not wanting to be judged. The things that brought up wanting to control something, to have it show up a certain way. Or the things that really, really get deep under your skin, the things that make you feel fear or unsafe. Any of those things that might be here now in your body that's popping up that energy, What if you just let it go? And what's something that you can acknowledge that you created in July? And what if you just give yourself approval? You are a wonderful, miraculous, magical being, and you created that. What's something even greater that you can create? And moving forward to August, what are all the things that you can clear now so that you can create something even greater for this year and the years to come? If you feel it in your body, sometimes you have a sensation in your head or your chest area or your stomach, or it might just be anywhere in your body. That's energy and it's wanting to be released. Just acknowledge it and let it go. And what did you create in August? Or is your head saying that you didn't create anything in August? Is that really true? Every single day you woke up, you got out of bed, and something was created. It could be breakfast, or lunch, or dinner. It could be a phone call, or an email, or a message. Something was created. And without your choice, it wouldn't have been created. So moving forward to September, what did you create in September? That might have been a disappointment, or might have been something you expected to appear differently, or maybe it did appear exactly as you wanted it to, but then that created complications. Has that ever happened to you? You got exactly what you asked for, but then it still didn't turn out the way that you wanted. Well, what if you could let it go? If something keeps happening over and over again, and it's not changing, is there an energy in your body that's holding it in place? And can you let it go now? And what did you create? What did you actualize? What did you materialize? What did you co create with others that you can acknowledge yourself for? That you can give yourself approval for? I did that, I created that. And what if you can also let that go? So, moving forward to October, what are all the different experiences and things with your body, like Hindu saying, in October, my right foot has been hurting. So, what if you can let that go? And if you scan your body in your energy field, in your space, is there an energy that's stuck? And what if you could let that go? Acknowledge that the energy is stuck, and now it could be released. You can let it flow. And you can let other energies flow through. So, what is something you can acknowledge and October that you created, something that was magical, or something completely normal, but maybe normal for you is magical for everyone else. What can you acknowledge yourself for? And in November, what are all the different things that you experience? Did you travel somewhere different? Did you connect with your family? It's the holiday season. That's when a lot of holidays start. So is there a lot more stress? If that's still in your body, ask it to come up so it could leave. And what if you could let all of it leave, all the stuck energies? Just let it go and let it leave. And what did you create in November? It could be something big, or it could be a seed that grew into something even greater. And can you give yourself approval for creating it? Whatever it might have been, you created it. You were magical enough, smart enough, amazing enough to choose it and create it. And now moving forward to December, and maybe asking all the leftover energies that might be stuck in your body that's ready to leave now. Now, can you please leave? Can you just flow to wherever you're required now? If you want to, you can ask the earth if it requires that energy and gift it to the earth. Or you could just let it go to the universe and gift it to the universe wherever it might need to go. But just allow it to flow out. It doesn't need to be stuck in your body anymore. And acknowledge all the things that you've been creating in December. Maybe it hasn't actualized yet, but you did start something and start creating the energy that would produce and actualize into something in this reality. And now, if you have to go back in time to different years or different decades, are there any events that pop into your mind right now? Maybe it's popping up into your awareness so that you can let it go. And what if you could just let it go? Whatever it was. It might just be part of the energy that pops up, but what if you allowing that energy to leave, to release, to dissipate, allows all the different other connections to release and dissipate along with it. So asking that one energy to release, to let go, allows all the different other ones to go. And you don't need it anymore. It's coming up because it's ready to leave and you're ready to choose something different. And are there any things that you would like to acknowledge yourself for? Maybe when you were a baby, you remembered that you created and you actualized and you materialized something. Or when you were a child, or a teenager, or a young adult. Or maybe it was only a few years back. What was that something that you created that you've never acknowledged yourself for? And can you acknowledge yourself now? And if it's a business or a creation or an art form or anything that's here with you now, what if you can acknowledge it too? Thank you. Thank you for choosing me to create you. And thank you for all that you've contributed to my life. Well, and what if you could be really grateful for everything that you've created and really acknowledge yourself for everything that you've created up till now? So, what would like to be created this year? Do you have a sense of that energy? Or maybe even a picture in your head? So, what would your energy be right now if you already had that? If you were living it in this very moment? What would your house look like? Your family, your relationships, your body, the planet, the land? What would the energy of all of that be right now if you had it? And it could be even greater than whatever it is that you imagined. So now imagine having all of that energy in an energy ball in front of you and pulling different energies from all over the universe, allowing that energy ball to grow even greater than you ever thought possible. And what if you just pull in all of that energy through the energy ball in the universe from all over and through the energy ball, bringing in that energy through your body and out to the universe, flowing. So it's always flowing in that energy. And you can even imagine it flowing through and taking away all the different energies that aren't it and taking it away with it. Now imagine trickling that energy from your energy ball, from your body, to all the different molecules, beings, people, places, things, animals, plants that can contribute it. Contribute to you, contribute to the materialization, the actualization of all that you're asking for. And whenever you remember this space, this energy, and having it here now. Cool. So thank you everybody for joining me. Um, your energy and your space and your consciousness is what creates this. And I'm grateful. You are all such a gift. Thank you very much. And have a wonderful new year. Bye, everybody.